Alright, hello everyone, good morning, welcome back to the show. I'm your charming, self-proclaimed yet still humble host, Mukluk. Last time we were here, we beat a giant demon in this room, and let's pick up from there. The middle arch is blood-stained and melted in some places as if from unbearable heat. We got some level ups, but we'll get back to that in a second. Report completion. The Voxcaster is producing nothing but static. Hello, can anyone hear me? Ishara's voice cuts through the static. We read you, Strike Team. This is Lift Control. Report your status. Erlan is dead. Ishara responds after a brief pause. Acknowledge, Strike Team. Beginning the extraction of the priority cargo. I thought I was the priority cargo. A fine victory, Mukluk. They will tell sagas about the day the contemptible Erlan fell. The Cog Priest should offer you a fine cup of Mjod for saving their prayer world. Thorvald nods at the two gaunt bodies in crimson robes lying on the floor. Thorvald, if you had an Erlan, would have bathed them in 100-fold more blood. As for you, Ulfar Thunderlung, you have proven yourself. The Stormbiters will tell all about your feat and your roaring song. I thank you, Thorvald. You and your brothers fought well. You did the wolves proud. It will be my joy to share a cup with you at the victory feast, Ironhide. How is your pack, Thorvald? What are your losses? I'll be right back. I want to stand in the fire just so you don't get bored. Several of my brothers will carry on fighting their battles in the All-Father's host. The rest have survived. We shed much of our blood, but a wolf's hide is tough and his spirit is stubborn. When you take us down, you had better finish us off. The Stormbiters live on this day and the next. I see you and Ulfar have worked through your quarrels. It doesn't become a noble warrior to bark at his battle comrade after a good fight. Ulfar Thunderlung has proven that the spirit of the baleful howl is alive and strong. So let ravens fly where he has walked and let them tear at the bloody harvest left in his wake. Oh, that's a line. May Blackmane guide you through the black of night, Ironhide. Know that if your pack calls, the baleful howl will always answer. What was hidden down there? What was the treasure Erlan was after? I know not. Kalkazar's carols do not allow anyone into the hidden arsenals. All we could see was them dragging crates up to the surface. 'Tis the age-old way. We fight, they sweep up the spoils. Thorvald grimly nods at the pair of corpses. We brought these from below. For all I know, it was his curls that killed them to seal their lips. Okay, the two tech priests here. You see no signs of violence on the two women's bodies, but their porcelain white skin proves without a doubt that they are dead. Their hands are clutched together in a death grip. The sweet scent of rotten meat prickles my nostrils, but it is not the fallen bodies I smell. It is the hands of the Inquisitor's minions. 'Tis what my instinct tells me too. My heart never had a strong faith in Kalkazar's words before, but now whatever phantom trust I had is scattering into smoke. We must ask questions and get the answers. By force, if that is the way it has to be. Both wolves affirm the last words with fervent and murderous nods. Heinrichs casts a grim glance at the mighty warriors, but does not contradict them, either out of agreement or doubt about his survival were he to raise an objection. Tech use, 61%. Examine the bodies. Failed. Something strange has occurred to the two women's augmetics. It is as if they have begun to grow inside their flesh, spreading webs of metal around them. Suddenly you hear a click inside one of the tech priest's bodies, and her eyes open wide. A spasm shakes her gaunt limbs, making Thorvald clutch his weapon. Her lips twist into a crooked line, forcing out two words. The yoke. She is still alive. Call the Medicae. Reconstruction impossible. The woman's whisper is barely audible, but the weak voice that is coming from her pale lips still sounds more alive than the mechanical hiss of a vox. The shelter has fallen. The maimed hunter comes. Cessation of vital functions inevitable. Her eyes momentarily roll back, but then a metallic churr inside her chest brings her back to consciousness. Tech use, inspect. Success. There's not a single wound upon her white skin, but there is no doubt that she will soon perish. Her augmetics are failing, as if they have been sabotaged by some entropic influence. For a moment you consider it a sign of tech blight, but then you refute the thought. What you are witnessing is not decay, but transformation of the matter from which the tech priest's true flesh is made. So the metal in her is changing. What happened to you? A pained shadow falls across her face. The chapel was attacked. The preservation protocol commanded me to hide within the inner artifactorium and block all outside access to it. Prolonged presence in close proximity to the object was prohibited by the algorithm, but the preservation protocol had a higher priority. The object affected me. I resisted. Resistance led to structural change. What object? The yoke, the weapon we forged at the Lord Inquisitor's command, the destroyer of worlds. How exactly did the object affect you? A difficult thing to explain to a layman. Metamorphosis phenomena occur in the object's vicinity. Sacred technology and even ordinary plastiles start to behave willfully, shifting, restructuring, and altering their fundamental attributes. Imagine yourself gazing upon a surface of water that was disturbed by a stone an era ago, but the ripples never stopped coming. That is what it felt like. The object propagated echoes of change. I need more details. How does it work? What is this yoke? An enigma. The project was kept secret from everyone, including the Smiths. We forged fragments of it. It was a tool for controlling energies of staggering power, and it was not the Omnissiah's blessed gifts that served as its foundation. It was forbidden knowledge, knowledge that we comprehended. Heinrich shakes his head in amazement. A yoke. A means of restraint. It sounds like a project on a grand planetary scale, and this is the first I'm hearing of it. Perhaps there was a hidden purpose to my assignment besides combating the cult and accompanying you, Mukluk, but why? What else do you know about this weapon? How did Kalkazar learn of it? Against whom does he intend to use it? Against anyone. Its power is absolute. The first experiments with this tech relic were calamitous. The tech blight is merely an echo. Its potential is so much greater. She stops as if frightened by her own words. It never should have fallen into the hands of the laity, but the Lord Inquisitor stole it. Its secret was procured beyond the dimensional gate, beyond the dark stars, and passed over to Amarnat. Kalkazar destroyed the Messiah of discontinuing and robbed him, and claimed the secret for himself. So Amarnat was the person Pascal was looking for. He knows, she points at Thorvald. He was there. Thorvald glances at you in shame. She speaks no lies. The first task the Inquisitor gave us in the Expanse was to destroy a cult of tech heretics. The deed was done. This Amarnat, was he a good priest? Did Kalkazar drag us into something foul? Ulfar looks away and rumbles heavily. I was there too. I fought those judged by Kalkazar. I love the smell of burning heretics in the morning, but for legal reasons, that's a joke. I thought about making the stream title today, like, it's like Baldur's Gate, but with heresy. As if Baldur's Gate doesn't have heresy. Why did Kalkazar need you to do it? At first, he tried to do everything swiftly and quietly, but his agents and the Cog priests loyal to him failed to capture the leader of the tech heretics. That's when he realized he needed indestructible warriors. He needed us. The Cog Carrols were powerless against the Wolves' might, and we brought carnage to the Explorator's ships and worlds. What else do you Wolves know about Amarnat? Thorvald throws up his hands. Nothing. I swear on my honor. He disappeared, and so did his ship. There is no blood of his upon our hands. And what do you know about the secret weapon? I never even knew there was a weapon. I was told of traitors and I tracked them down. I claimed no trophies. I had no part in any dark intrigues. You think I would have wished that sneaky, scheming viper to get his hands on something so powerful? I wouldn't even trust him with my axe. It is not my place to judge you. You are following orders. Thorvald frowns and says in a hollow voice, and yet doubts smother my heart. Did we sully our chapter's honor with deeds done for a dishonorable end? Back to the tech priest. Why are you revealing Kalkazar's secrets to me? I was never his servant. I was forced to serve. When our circle was broken, he offered me a choice. Submit or die. He threatened to kill half of me if I refused to forge for him. He needed Archmagos Amarnat's knowledge, and I had it. I saw no sense in resisting. I doubt I can learn more. It is difficult to process. Have I fulfilled my duty to the Omnissiah? May I rest now? She looks through you as though she can no longer see you. Who are you? Magos Axiomantha Hanuman. That is my identifier. You are not the first servant of the Omnissiah I have met who goes by that name. The tech priest responds with a faint and enigmatic smile. You have found yourself at the center of a tangle of paradoxicality. You spoke of a shelter and a maimed hunter. What did you mean by that? This place was a shelter. The Lord Inquisitor hid me here, and not only me. A high-pitched groan of pain interrupts her words. The maimed hunter, a figure of termination, an unknown variable. A Marnat's nemesis, I never met them, but I inferred their existence based on statistical evidence and logical conclusions. The portents of entropy foretell that the hunter is near. How do you know about a Marnat? I was a disciple of the Messiah of Discontinuing. When he was laid low, I found myself here. I hid from my reckoning. I reached out to the Omnissiah's wisdom as I pondered and continued. Logic revealed much to me even here in my prison. Point at the dead tech priest. Was she your sister? She was me. A phenomenon of flesh divided me into two identical bodies at birth. The Omnissiah's wisdom let me overcome this psychological flaw by braiding the separate mind. Like they were just twins, and then they got their brains connected? I was the first unificate in the fleet. Now that this half of me is dead, the rest of my mind is fading. The sympathetic principle is insurmountable. The tech priest closes her eyes and starts whispering something incomprehensible, sinking deeper into the depths of oblivion. Can you speak more plainly? Are my words obscure? That is regrettable. Processing becomes difficult when you only have half of your mind. Certain notions, data, and logical instruments were left in the less functional part of me. I have learned enough. If you wish to know more, then hurry. The turning of the cog will soon cease. You are in need of help. Attempts to slow down the degradation process are irrational, for they only prolong my suffering. I wish to cease to be. Her eyes close. Flop. Clicks are heard in the ensuing silence. For a while now, Heinrichs has been trying to bring his Vox transmitter to life, but to no avail, judging by the twist in his mouth. Let's see. It's like Baldur's Gate, but with more heresy. Herb says hello. Hello, Herb. Claire says, having a full-time job in a different time zone and not being able to watch the streams as often is very sad. What's the plan for the birthday stream? Probably the usual. Guild Wars 2 all day. There's going to be drops going on in Guild Wars 2 at that time as well, so that'll be, you know, icing on the cake, so to speak. Honor the tech priests. May the Deus Mechanicus accept their souls. May the wolf that stalks between stars keep their departed souls. Okay. Alright. So, blah 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 Calcazar. Alright, so, we got some level ups. Let's knock these out real fast. We trading more souls? A little bit. Little bit. Attacks made on others' turns do 13% more damage. You know what? We've been doing a lot of damage with parries lately. I'll take that. Alright, what else do we got here? Alright, coercion, I guess. Alright, Ulfar. Killing an enemy with a melee attack makes all Archmilitants' ranged attacks cost -1 AP and vice versa. It does not stack. That could be really good. Kill someone with a kick and then the other skills become cost 0 and 1 instead of 1 and 2. Alright, Corrals. Alright, Heinrichs. Blade of Light. What is the skill with? Psi rating? I would assume his staff counts as a force weapon. I know, like, force swords are force weapons. Yeah, let's try that one. That's fine, we'll try that. Alright, what else we got? Give him a skill increase of some kind. Alright, coercion. Alright, Cass. Let's see. All the red ones we have, we've gotten a lot of these already. Frontline, sure, that's fine. Alright, awareness is already as high as it'll let me go. Coercion, sure. Alright, J. We failed a tech use thing a minute ago, so if I get the option, I'll give her more of that. Enemies near the familiar suffer minus stats, sure. Alright, tech use, sure. Alright, lastly, Cabela. Crimson Tide, that's fine. Medicaid and Demolition are her main two. Those are both as high as it'll let me do them right now. So, Carouse. Okay. Quick save, so if something happens, we don't have to do that again. And then go through the door. Alright, so we're back on our bridge, it looks like. Oh. Why is he half Nicky? What's going on? Thorvald. So we meet again, Ulfar Thunderlong. Thorvald gives Ulfar a stern nod, then turns his steely gaze on you. Long live a live-long road trader. Business has brought us to your Drakkar. The traces of Halbrandt's encounter with Ulfar's rock-hard forehead are still fresh on his face. The young wolf rests his hand on his axe. Greetings, brothers. What brings you here? Ulfar returns Thorvald's look with an equally fierce glare. For some reason, he has foregone his magnificent armor today and stands on the bridge clad in little more than the physical perfection inherent to an angel of the Emperor. Live long, comrades. Fenris Hilda. Fenris Hilda, we thank you for your hospitality and kind words, brave Huskarl. Thorvald's face breaks into a wide grin, his affected severity vanishing from his face. He rumbles solemnly. Brother Ulfar, you swore that you would stand for the honor of your pack, the baleful Howl. Did you descend to Euphrates II with your brothers? Did you fight? That world my boots did tread, in fallen halls my victory cries I roared. The day the Allfather asks for a reckoning of my deeds, I will not be ashamed to tell of the siege of Euphrates. Who will bear witness to the truth of this wolf's words? I will bear witness. We know you, Mukluk. We have seen you in battle. We believe you. Show us the scars, Brother Ulfar, that we may see the mark of your deeds in the flesh. I did not acquire my scars to show them off, Brother Thorvald. Show the scars, brother! Show the scars! Thorvald's cry is echoed by the other wolves, who bang their fists on their armor in time with the ship. Their words. The ship begins to vibrate. Awareness. Look more closely at Ulfar. Ulfar's decision to appear at this meeting without his armor suddenly makes sense. You are watching a ritual, and Ulfar's show of modesty is merely a part of the performance. Join the chorus. Show the scars! Ulfar turns with ostentatious reluctance to let the light fall on the fresh marks he received on Euphrates II. You had no idea he had suffered such deep and grievous wounds. The crowd erupts in roars of approval. Thorvald raises his voice to shout over his brothers. Did you take a glorious trophy in that battle as a token of your valor? Ulfar removes the horn he wrenched from the Hellbrute from his belt, and you notice that it is already carved with Fenrisian runes. The wolf proudly shows the trophy to his comrades, causing another explosion of cheers. Proudly thunders the baleful Howl. Praise the Allfather for sending us such formidable and valiant brothers. Thorvald makes a gesture, and Halbrandt removes a magnificent axe from his belt, presenting it to Ulfar with a deferential bow. Accept from the Stormbiters this gift in honor of the battle that was fought shoulder to shoulder. You receive Grin of the Iron Wolf. That is a lot of damage. Morning Muck, any idea when you will be playing The King is Watching? Not currently. I will say our schedule is pretty packed for at least the next week or two. with everything going on right now, but it is on my radar. So that's it? You're all best friends now? Of course, Rogue Trader. Ulfar is our glorious brother, and any one of us would gladly die for him. Do not seek to understand wolves. Only one born on Fenris can understand the nature of our friendship and our enmity. And the Stormbiters are my brothers. It has been an honor to hunt with you all. Thorvald, will you tell Ulfar where to look for his brothers now? The wolf hands you a data slate. The coordinates displayed on it are a monstrous distance from the inhabited worlds of the Expanse. I will not stand in Ulfar's way if he chooses to go searching, but, brother, you have proven the glory of your pack. Is it not time to sever this weird thread? With respect, I once again extend my offer to join the Stormbiters. The pack's plasteel marks are resting in Thorvald's outstretched hands. Forgive me, brothers, but I must decline your offer, though my heart fills with joy at the thought of fighting alongside you. Ulfar draws a knife adorned with scarlet runes and slices his palm.
Mukluk feels good.
Hey, Jag. 49 months. Thank you, buddy. I, Ulfar Thunderlong, swear before the Blackmane and by the blood of Fenris I will not cease to seek my pack until my own eyes behold them alive or dead. I understand, brother. Thorvald sighs with regret. May Blackmane run beside your path. Fortify yourself, stoke your rage. I see that your heart is darker than the waters of the world sea. So I ask you, take care that you do not join those of whom we must not speak. Ulfar, give us a look at your new axe. Thorvald grins with pride as he looks upon the magnificent weapon. Our rune priest quenched it in the blood of the despicable word-bearers who fell on Euphrates II. The blade is enameled with bone meal from the tooth of a Fenrisian kraken, and inscribed on it are the names of all the brothers of the baleful Howl Pack. Lore Imperium success. You know that a name inscribed on a Fenrisian weapon can mean different things, whether glorification of past heroes or commemoration of the fallen. Ulfar runs his fingers over the symbols, lingering first on one name and then another. You're no expert in Fenrisian runes, but you can make out these two, Arnulf and Skiati. Those are the two that died fighting the Hellbrute on the last mission. Thank you for this gift worthy of the Varagir Ironhide. Ulfar tests the weight of his new weapon, and his face bears that satisfied expression seen only on the faces of true warriors who have found the perfect weapon for their hand. Ulfar, I see you have decorated your trophy from Euphrates II. With something of a flourish, Ulfar shows you the angular yet graceful script of runes that wind around and around the gleaming horn. When I return to Fenris, I will drink Mjod from this while singing the saga of my march into the Coronis Expanse. So what now? Well, we should probably return to our Drakkar. You sense a question mark at the end of Thorvald's statement. Ulfar's face becomes serious and he gives you a significant look. They want me to throw a party. I can hardly let the glorious wolves of Fenris leave without first treating them to a fine feast. The wolves burst into shouts of approval, and someone with a gravelly voice starts singing a merry song. No doubt one about massacres and glorious deaths on the battlefield. The kitchen servants here are certainly no match for those serving in the Great Hall on Fenris, but the masters of this Drakkar are not lacking in hospitality or generosity. The small group of space wolves is enough to fill your entire magnificent ship with clamor, shouts, and other portents of the coming feast. A formidable feast in which eating, drinking, and singing will be done the way wolves do all things, to their last gasp. Party time! They're like, well, I guess we gotta go. They're like looking at me like, unless you're gonna invite us to a party. Alright, can we tell Pascal about what we found? Oh, he's up here. I'm on the wrong level.
My apologies. 19% of my processing power is engaged in the analysis of my tech comrade's memory. My response time may be longer than usual.
Have you found anything out?
The data is scarce. His identification code is the same as mine, and his memory contains data confirming that the assassination did take place. Unfortunately, Some of his memory was damaged by pulses broadcast by his battle harness. I can assert with some confidence that he was who he claimed to be, and that he served the Deus Mechanicus earnestly and eagerly.
Alright, so I think this was about the really jacked tech priest that showed up on the ship that was saying that Pascal had disobeyed because they had, or not disobeyed, but he had done, not a crime? He had done something, like violated a law or a rule because they had the same identifier. And we ended up fighting the guy, and now he's scanning him and saying, like, yeah, we did have the same identifier, that's not supposed to happen. He gave off the impression of a paranoid madman.
Notwithstanding his permanent state of agony, he was not cognitively dysfunctional. His desire to immediately destroy the object he had deemed profane was partly dictated by his engrammatic augmetics, which were receiving imperatives from his battle harness. In light of the oddness of our matching identification codes, I find merit in his hypothesis as to the existence of a clandestine malevolent agent or conspiracy operating inside our fraternity.
Are you not surprised Amarnat's words had such an effect on Opticon 22?
I was not knowledgeable as to how popular Blessed Amarnat's teaching was in exploratory circles. The Cognizance fleet is massive. His ideas might have found a larger following on its periphery than in the Mother Squadron.
Who do you think was behind the assassination?
No data available. I will hypothesize that the assassination was instigated by an enemy of the Blessed Amarnat's doctrine. I accept the possibility that the assassins were targeting me, only to be led astray by Tarsus's and my own identical identifiers. I am concerned about the fate of Archmagos Amarnat. According to Opticon 22, he went missing in the wake of the incident on an Arc Mechanicus, the Hermetico. Information about that ship and its perishing has been purged from the archives. I accept the possibility that the incident on the ship, the concealed data, and the assassination have all been part of a single conspiracy.
Perhaps you will be able to find out more.
I will continue my research into the Blessed Martyr's memory with all due reverence.
Okay. Let's take my leave.
May your labors be effective and fruitful.
Okay. Not gonna exhaust his dialogue too much. We did do his entire questline in the last playthrough. So I want to see what's next on the MSQ, since we have actually made a few different decisions in that. Wilbur, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate you. Argenta does not try to hide her excitement. Rogue Trader, at last we can speak. The victory in Euphrates 2 was invaluable in and of itself, but what great fruit it bore. I now know the way to Salus Prime, the planet where a great relic of the Imperium lies hidden. Are you prepared for this journey? My heart longs for battle, Rogue Trader. I have dreamt of a chance to kneel before the relic for so long, and it's right there on that planet. And so are the heretics who dared to stop me from doing so last time. Excellent. We will set the course for Salus Prime as soon as we can. My gratitude is yours, Rogue Trader. Wait, okay. Where? On a sec, let's go back to the big mount. Okay. Is it over there? Perform the ritual. Where is Salus Prime? Bruh, she said she knew where it was. I don't see it. Well, for now, warp travel here. Your Lordship, the Choirmaster is reporting that the astropaths have received a signal. It states the following. Arc Mechanicus Hermetico is